It's an August visit in the month of September for the government and people of Nasarawa State. The British High Commissioner to Nigeria is visiting the state at the instance of Governor Abdullahi Sule. This visit is targeted towards exploring areas of partnership such as agriculture, mining, infrastructure, education, and many more. Nasarawa State is a home of solid minerals and prides itself as one that produces tin oil, gold, lead zinc, among others. Aside its mineral potentials, the state is endowed with arable land for agricultural production. Agricultural produce such as cassava, rice, maize, sesame seeds, among others, can be obtained in commercial quantities in the state. These are key sectors the High Commissioner is visiting to explore and partner with the government. The British High Commissioner is conducted around some key infrastructural projects in Kara local government. One of the project sites visited is the mega bus terminal, which is expected to clear traffic gridlock along the Kara-Abuja highway when completed.
I wish to welcome you all to the Kara bus terminal site being constructed by Nasarawa State government under the leadership of Engineer Abdullahi Sule, our very, very hardworking and amiable government. The visit of the UK High Commissioner to the project site really entails the kind of attention that the international community, not only Nigeria, is focusing on Nasarawa State. The close proximity to the FCT has really afforded Nasarawa State a very wonderful opportunity to showcase whatever it has as in terms of potentials, in terms of leadership output to the world and to Nigeria at large.
Completed Karu bus terminal, and I'm here as the invitation of the Nasarawa governor, who's invited me to visit his state. And of course, en route from Abuja, our first stop has been here to see this exciting project come to fruition. I think it has enormous potential, enormous benefits, particularly for ordinary people struggling to get to work. I was talking to my driver this morning who lives in this area. He has to leave at 4:30 in the morning to get to work, and even then it takes him at least an hour. It can take him up to 2 hours. So looking to the future, with the completion of this project, people will get to work quicker, in a safer way, and in a more environmentally sustainable way. So I think this is a great vision, will have direct benefits for the people of Nasarawa State and indeed other states surrounding, and make a really concrete difference. So it's an exciting project, and I pay huge tribute to the architect, the governor's team, and all of you who've been involved in bringing it to final fruition.
She proceeds on a 3-hour journey to Lafia, the state capital. On arrival at the government house, she is received by top government functionaries led by the deputy governor of the state. The British High Commissioner is afterwards ushered into the escort chambers of the government house, and Governor Sule steps in to exchange pleasantries with the august visitor. Governor Sule proceeds to formally state areas of interest for partnership.
The technology village has been developed as a live work and play ecosystem, which serves as an aggregation of learning centers and manufacturing factories, able to train and retain the nation's growing youth population, as we go in. We also welcome the UK government's collaboration in the areas of agriculture, manufacturing, mining, infrastructure, and especially education.
For the British High Commissioner, a partnership in these key sectors is workable given the potentials of the state.
So one example of a brilliant project, but I'm excited to see the many more. Sustainable and agriculture is a really important area for the UK, where I think it's noted we have good expertise. When I attended the UK Africa Investment Summit 2 years ago in London, there was a specific day on mining in Nigeria with your minister there, and obviously Nasarawa State featured in that. I mean, the amazing rich potential of the mining sector here. So I think you have a really unique comparative advantage, your proximity to Abuja, tackling the practical problems around transport. Obviously, getting in place the right enabling environment, as the presentation said, and how quickly you've jumped at the ranks to number 3. That's amazing. And recognising that it's hard graft that gets you there. It is making those difficult policy changes. So all kind of credit and respect to your governor and the brilliant team he's put around him to translate that vision into concrete benefits, ultimately for the people of Nasarawa State.
As a guest, the British High Commissioner is decorated with the traditional attire of the Nasarawa people. She's also presented with a plaque, which is a ritual for all visitors who come calling at the government house. The British High Commissioner also seized the opportunity of a 2-day working visit to inspect the rice mill in Lafia. Here, rice productions are carried out in commercial quantities. From the parboiling process, the drying process, to the finished goods, the High Commissioner is impressed. The cassava processing plant in Shabutown, a suburb of Lafia, is another point of call for the High Commissioner. Here, cassavas are gotten in their raw form from off-takers, peeled, pounded, dried, and sold as finished goods. The British High Commissioner also participated in the production process. The visit of the High Commissioner is embedded with some soft spots of relaxation, sightseeing, and merriment. At the Lafia Square, a Duba Festival was organized to entertain the August visitor. The Duba Festival is a cultural, religious, and equestrian festival celebrated in several northern cities of Nigeria. Here at the Lafia Square, it begins with prayers, followed by a colorful mounted parade of the Emir and his routine horsemen, musicians, and artillerymen.
I'm very grateful for you finding the time out of your very busy schedule to make our 2 days for Nasarawa State. We thank you immensely for the honor given to us. We do hope that you're coming in will open another chapter in our relationship, not only with Nasarawa State, but with our country, Nigeria. We hope this chapter will take us to another level of our relationship with the great spirit. I am sure if you send pictures of what you have just seen to the great Queen of England, she will definitely admire, because this is something to her heart. She always will want to watch the Dava. And each time there is a visitor to the Buckingham Palace, if that visitor is a Nigerian, to ask one question: what of the dog? Today you have seen, although a needy dog, but I'm sure you must have appreciated the beauty of our country, the beauty of our culture. And we want you to go back with the memories of this beauty, and while I have sensitive very close to you, the happiness in you will translate into better days of our relationship with Great Britain. Thank you very much for coming. We wish you very happy stay in Nasarawa State for the main activities, and also wish you
unfortunately cancelled because of COVID. So it has been just the most amazing experience. The beautifully decorated horses, the colour, the absolute professionalism by which people accomplished their performances, the dancing. This, without a doubt, has been a highlight of my nearly 3 years in Nigeria. And I will indeed be telling Mrs. Tiffany, who I know has experienced it, and tell about herself about my wonderful experience. I think we got lots of wonderful photographs and videos. It's also a great pleasure to see so many people from the district, from the governorship here today. So thank you, a huge thank you for welcoming me so beautifully and for allowing me to wear your wonderful traditional dress. Thank you.
It's day 2 of the visit. The government and people of Nasarawa State are in high spirits. The award-winning Isa Kunga dance group rolled out their drums to showcase the diverse cultures and traditions of the people of Nasarawa State. Impressed by the cultural display, The High Commissioner participates in the cultural dance. The High Commissioner is conducted around the rich cultural artifacts and natural endowment of the state.
I had a very good presentation yesterday about what the government here is doing to create the enabling environment for investment. There's 36 states here and there's competition, quite rightly, but I understand Nasarawa has moved up to number 3 in the kind of doing business environment. So for me, the big difference I see here, to be honest, compared to a lot of states, is I think there's genuine business opportunities here. So we've got a member of my team from Department of International Trade, and I've also got my senior economists with me. And the reason they're on this trip, because they wouldn't come on all the trips, is because that's what, for me, distinguishes Nasarawa. So we will be following up. I've also been asked to follow up on the education side. I was very encouraged to hear the commitment Nasarawa has made to, is it 35% of your GNI on education? So I think Nasarawa can also lead the way on that, and we'll do a lot to connect you up with other education initiatives.
Having assessed his performance, the High Commissioner sees Governor Sule as the right person to lead Nasarawa State to the promised land.
Well, a great leader, I would absolutely say. I think he's very technically competent, as you can see from his very impressive CV, having worked internationally as well as in Nigeria. I think he's very business focused, he's very practical, he's got the people of Nasarawa at the centre of his vision. The other thing I was really struck by here, which you don't see very often, that he's working with the 2 previous governors kind of side by side, and that makes a huge difference because they are therefore building on each other's legacy, unlike what you often see is the next one comes in, forget all the past, we'll start again, and that's a crazy way to do business. You need a long-term commitment. So a good leader with a vision, which he's doing a great job in translating into action, and we're very happy to be partnering as the UK government with Nasarawa.
Thank you very much.
The Nasarawa State Government has signed a joint venture agreement with ABS Blueprint Limited for the development of a technology village at Asopada in Kara local government of the state. The Asopada land, which is situated on a 67 hectares of land, would also have a technology hub. The project, when completed, is expected to train over 2,000 students as software engineers and create 15,000 direct employment and 60,000 indirect employment. The technology village would also include a commercial center, schools, hospitals, and religious centers. The project, which is expected to go up to 2 billion naira, would be funded by ABS Consortium.
So the proposed Nasarawa Technology Village is situated on 67 hectares land in Karu local government area of Nasarawa State. This project will have a technology hub at the core of it. This technology hub will be operated by the Decagon Learning Institute. It will provide fully funded training for up to 2,000 students and IT enthusiasts each year. Decagon will secure outsourced jobs for the graduates upon completion of the program and becoming certified software engineers. We will have an innovative high-rise housing which comprises of blocks of 1 and 2 bedroom flats on 10 hectares of the land, which will be funded by the Family Homes Funds. We will also have 2 bedroom bungalows and 3 bedroom bungalows, making a cumulative total of 1,500 housing units. The Nasarawa Technology Village will include a commercial center, schools, a hospital, and religious centers. We will also build the infrastructure and required auxiliary services in the entire project. The Nasarawa Technology Village will create 15,000 direct jobs and 60,000 indirect jobs. It will inject a total investment of 22 billion naira into Nasarawa State.
Now, coming from Nasarawa State, where we are not used to seeing some these kind of things. So there are a lot of people that are still suspicious. Is it true over 20 billion will be spent and not a penny is going to come from Nasarawa State? Some people will be scratching their head. Is it a reality? Is it just a gimmick? Is it that you will hear all these kind of questions? The only way you can nail this kind of people is for you to begin these structures immediately, to engage employment of people immediately, and to start it immediately. Then they will be quiet. and that will be the beginning of it. Most of these things, Silicon Valley was not built overnight. It took over 20 years to build Silicon Valley. We don't have 20 years to spend here. For that reason, it must start small. Go and start the whole process. Let people see the employment opportunities that you are bringing. Let people see the funding.
Politics is local, and the All Progressives Congress (APC) is re-strategizing and mobilizing for more acceptability at the grassroots. These are the new executives of the All Progressive Congress across 147 electoral wards of Nasarawa State. They were elected through ward congresses following directive of the national leadership of the party. The officials are here to be inaugurated.
Do solemnly swear and full and bear true allegiance to the All Progressive Congress. That as wards of the All Progressive Congress, I will discharge my duty.
The Nasarawa State Governor is happy with the successful conduct of the congresses. He tasked them on unity of the party to strengthen its electoral fortunes.
We have seen how united we are as a party. We have seen all efforts we are making in order to bring sanity to the people of Nasarawa State, from the civil servants to our youth, to our women, to our stakeholders, and to the generality of everybody. Today, we don't have to spend 1 hour to explain what we have done. 5 minutes, we can just tell the people, go and check and you will see what we have done. According to Professor Lumumba, anybody that is spending up to an hour trying to tell you, I have done this, he has actually done nothing. People who have done something do not have to explain what they have done. Just go and touch it and feel it, and you can see it, and it's there. And for us, you can actually see.
The APC caretaker chairman of the state and other stakeholders of the party want the newly inaugurated officials to win and recapture all strongholds of the opposition parties in the state.
We therefore wish to say without any reservation that the ward executives about to be inaugurated are product of the unity, purposefulness, and sense of direction which the APC has identified with since its formation. At this junction, let me appeal to you, the new ward executives, to resolve to be exemplary and people's-oriented party leaders. I congratulate you over your election and victory at the wards. Happily, you have not only emerged through consensus, but most of you have been part of the past leaders of the party in your various electoral wards. Therefore, you cannot afford to fail the party. Certainly not at this time, at this very critical time, when the party remains steadfast in leading the country to strengthen our fledgling democracy, in building a polity that is anchored on transparent, fair and political system that will guarantee freedom for all Nigerians.
The inauguration of the new executives is coming few weeks to the conduct of the local government elections in the state, which would be a litmus test for them. Welcome to our interview segment. The local government election is fast approaching, and of course, today we have with us the chairman of the Nasarawa State Independent Electoral Commission, Ayuba Awande, to give us updates on the level of preparation for the forthcoming local government election. Chairman, we're happy to have you once again on our program.
Thank you very much.
All right, let's get started. About a month ago, there was a list in circulation on the number of successful candidates and those who were disqualified. Tell us, what's the criteria for this disqualification and qualification of the candidates?
I think I have to make something very straight. The Nasarawa State Independent Electoral Commission did not disqualify anybody. If you check that list very well, you see that almost everybody on that list is cleared, and the only ones that were not cleared had as remarked to their names as particulars not submitted. But we had those that did not purchase the NASEC nomination forms and did not submit any particulars to NASEC that has to do with themselves. They are beyond their names that we have from their political parties. We do not have their credentials and other things that were critical to their nomination. And that is why we just wrote particulars are not submitted, and since we do not have their particulars, they will not be on our ballot.
Alright, so your commission is saddled with the responsibility of supervising primary election of political parties. What were your observations?
Ours is just to observe. I've been asked this question severally, but the fact still remains that primary elections are internal issues of the various political parties. But from our observation, I think I will rate the political parties at 60. We had those that did not even conduct any primaries at all, while those that conducted the primaries did not fully follow their laid down rules. That's why I said that from our observation, we will rate the political parties at 60%, which I feel that it's very good.
Alright, Chairman, you have been touring around some local governments across the states to meet with some traditional leaders and other stakeholders. What do you hope to achieve with this tour?
Local government councils are the closest government to the people, and traditional rulers are also the closest leaders to the people, because they live within our communities. And we have been going around on sensitization, basically to mobilize the people to come out on the 6th of October for this election, to exercise their franchise, because it is their right, and also to sensitize them on the modalities we're going to be adopting for these elections. Is this issue of the newly created polling units by INEC, and we had to sensitize the people that we are not going to be using the new polling units because they do not have a voters register in place. We'll be using the old polling units, that is the 1,495 polling units we used to have, because by law we are supposed to collect the voters register from INEC, and that is what we got. We could only access the voters register for the 1,495 old polling units we have in the state. And I think our sensitization was very good, because everywhere we went, we were well received, and we appreciated the questions and clarifications that the people sought to get from us, and I think we did justice to their questions, and for us it was a very good exercise.
Alright, the election is just some few weeks away. How prepared is the commission in terms of logistics and other materials that would ensure a hitch-free local government polls in the state?
If you remember, the commission had to postpone the election. The election was initially supposed to hold on the 27th of February, and we had to postpone the elections because of some administrative and logistics reasons. We had tackled all those issues before coming out to fix this date, and I think we are presently good to go.
Alright, I will ask you this question once again. A lot of persons do not believe in local government elections, not just in Nasarawa State, but in Nigeria. Looking at the trends of most local government elections across the country, how assuring are your words to the people of the state in order for them to participate in this forthcoming local government polls?
That is the gospel that we have gone around to preach in all the local governments we have gone to. We took our time to tour all the 13 local governments across the state, and we have also engaged various political parties to assure them that what NASEC is going to do is to conduct this election according to all the laws governing conduct of these elections, and we are also going to ensure that voting materials get to all polling units across the state, and we are also going to declare the results as they come from the field, and that is what we have consistently said, and that is what we are going to do.
All right, thank you very much, Barrister Ayuba Wande, Chairman, Nasarawa State Independent Electoral Commission. You have always been a good talker. Anytime we come knocking on your door, you don't fail to do justice to our question.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.